Yes, I'm similar to the Thriller in Manila. Honeys call me bigger, the condom filler. Whether it's stiff tongue or stiff dick, Biggie squeeze it to make shit fit. Now check this shit, I got the pack of Rough Riders in the back of the Pathfinder. You know the epilogue by James Todd Smith. I get swift with the lyrical gift. Hit you with the dick, make your kidney shift. Here we go, but I'm not domino. I got the funk flow to make your drawers drop slow. So recognize the dick size in these Hawkeye jeans. I wear 13s, know what I mean? I fuck around and hit you with the Hennessy dick. Mess around and go blind, don't get to see shit. The next batter, here to shatter your blatter, it doesn't matter. Skinny or fat or light skinned or black, baby, I drop these. Boniqua my me, screaming I poppy. I love it when they call me Big Pop, but I only smoke blunts if they roll prop. But look, I got ya caught up with the drunk flow. Fuck taekwondo, I told a fofo. For niggas getting mad cause they bitch chose me. A big black motherfucker with G. You see, all I do is separate the game from the truth. Big bang boots from the Bronx to Bolivia. Getting physical like Olivia Newt. Tricks up my click dick all day with no trivia. So give me a bankroll and a bag of weed. I'm guaranteed to fuck her till her nose bleed. Even if the new man's a certified Mac, you get that H-Town in ya. You want that old thing back? B-I-double-G-I-E with some new R-U-L-E. Notorious, known for busting in your E-Y-E. Baby, baby, bitches know they love to hate me. How come you come, we're coming back, so maybe how close we came to coming together is crazy. How come you and your sis facing me the faces? When y'all coming, y'all be crying like I'm killing y'all bitches. I know there's a bigger picture than the camera rolling, cause I don't think y'all be knowing how this shit's unfolding. Back shots to the rear, got the Mac unloading. Gotta reload like every so often. Saying I got my swagger back, I'm looking like bitch, my swagger never left. Don't be so hard pressed to be impressed by these new rappers. They actors and the fact is, you want that old thing back. Like Scarface and Bushwick, Willie D, having nightmares of girls killing me. She mad because what we had didn't last. I'm glad because her cousin let me hit the ass. Fuck the past, left well on the 500 SL, the E and J and ginger ale. The way my pockets swell to the rim with Benjamins. Another hunt's in the crib, please send it in. I fuck non-stop, lick my lips a lot. Used to lick the clips a lot, but licking clips has to stop. Cause y'all don't know how to act when the tongue go down below. Peep the funk flow, really go. I got the cleanest, meanest penis. You never seen it, stroke of genius. So take off your Tim boots and your bodysuit. I mean the spandex and hit my man next. Sex get rougher when they come to the nut buster. Pussy crusher, black nasty motherfucker. I don't chase them, I replace them. And if I'm caressing them, I'm undressing them. Fuck what you heard, who's the best in New York? Fulfilling fantasies without that nigga Mr. Raw. Or tattoo, I got you wrapped around my dick. And when I'm done, I got the split shit.
What's up, everyone? Happy to be back from my travels. Couple of announcements before we get started. Nice to see that there's a bunch of people here. Obviously, we got some movement today. We're going to talk about it. But just two things I wanted to go over. One being the trading bot. We launched it live on Bitget. What was that about? At the beginning of the month. So unfortunately, kind of a slower month. We're only up about 1% so far this month. But again, this is more of a longer term investment. This year it's up 125%. Data for the last 5 years, it's been nothing but great, positive. Yes, there are down months like any investment, but overall, pretty good start. So keep tracking that. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it. If you guys have any questions, DM me. The other thing I wanted to cover, I talked a lot about the trading school that is going live next month. So I've added 16 more weeks of classes. I've got all of the lessons prepared. So the whole or 16, sorry. I added another month of classes on top of what exists to the 16. So there's 20 weeks overall. It'll start from November and go until, what is that, March-ish? Yeah, around March, maybe a little after. Thinking about adding some other things as well. But yeah, that should be ready to go in November. So if you guys want to learn anything about trading, and I'm talking about anything from risk management, pattern recognition, how does Bitcoin dominance work, when do you trade alts, when is the best time to trade alts, how do you know which alts to trade, like dominance, right? That is one of the new lessons I've added. Anything about price action, what you should look for when you're trading. Usually I have 5 to 7 indications to go over all that. It's a lot of information. Me giving you a 2-sentence summary isn't going to cover all that. But I thought I'd let you guys know that will start in November. So, with all that said, let's get into some analysis. What's up, Ahmed? Anthony, when Bitcoin inverses this bearish FEG on the daily chart, it's about a pump. This begins to run back to all-time highs, relative equal highs at 72K. Agreed. What's up, Dilshad? What's up, Colin? How you doing, man? What's up, Dorian? Happy Thanksgiving for us. Thanksgiving for us is in a month and a half. What's up, Yasser? How's it going, man? I'm doing good. Yeah, I mean, it definitely hurts a little bit not to be... I'll be straight up honest with you guys. I am not in a swing long. You guys know that I have my spot positions open. Not going to close them for a while. But yes, unfortunately, and I'm just going to skip ahead real quick. We are going to do a full analysis on Bitcoin. So the patrons and I were actually long literally right here. We were long here, I know, before I get why did you close it, you idiot? Well, it invalidated our setup. We originally were looking at this double bottom. Now I know, again, someone's going to say, well, it's still a double bottom, you idiot. Well, for me, this giant wick here kind of invalidates that double bottom. Now, I'll admit the chart looks a little bit better now. Volume starting to go upwards as prices going upwards. So, yes, things are looking slightly better, but there's still another resistance we've got to break before I really change my bias. I still have a little bit of a gut feeling we still kind of come in here in range. And look, I hope I'm wrong. I've had spot positions open for over 2 years. I'd love for them to start climbing again. One of these days I'll show you guys the because everything I have is on Ledger. I mean, there's some stuff that Ledger doesn't have, like Tau. My Tau's not on Ledger, but Ledger keeps like that year-long graph of everything that you have, so you can see performance. What's up, Kilo Voltage? What's up, Daniel? All good so far. Thanks for asking. It's glad to hear. Anthony, that wick was a liquidity sweep to pump again. So here's the thing. In my 6 or 7 years of trading crypto, every time we've gotten a sweep like that, and I'll show you guys an example later, but every time we've gotten a sweep like this, we do this, right? Like, we confirm the pattern technically. Volume doesn't look bad, but then we start to deviate and reverse. Like, I'm not kidding you. Every single time I've seen this, that's why I didn't bother to relong it. Either, maybe it plays out, maybe it doesn't, but it generally doesn't work out. Now, on the opposite side, when we short, right, on the short end, if you see a double top with that liquidity wick, that's actually a good thing, and that will assist us pushing us down. So look, I hope I'm wrong. I'm standing here admitting that I was wrong. I don't want anyone here to think that I'm coping or anything. Like, I was wrong, right? And I will say I'm not wrong yet. we still have to break this point, but I was clearly wrong about the timing of this. Overall, I still expected us to range and eventually break out. You guys know me, I've been macro bullish. I've talked about this every day. But on the current setup, I was wrong. And, you're not going to be right all the time. You can't be. You're good, just chilling. That's good to hear. 1 for 1, what's up? Good morning. That's valid. I just see a lot of liquidity to the upside. I mean, you're probably right. Right? I mean, we've been in this giant sideways downtrend. Look, I want it to break. At the end of the day, no matter what I say today, I want this thing to go up and break. I do. I want this to go to 80K, 90K, 120K. I want to have alt season. I want to make, my $2, $3, $4 million, and I want to exit. Like, in a perfect world, that's what I want. Even if I don't make a single swing trade to the upside or downside, whatever, for the next year while the bull run's happening, I don't care. That's what I want. I want the damn bull run. I want to take my profits from Bitcoin when we hit to 120K and start rotating them into alts, make a ton of money off that, and just fuck off for the next year. Right? I'll still be here. I'll still be trading. I'll still be doing everything. But this kind of bull market versus bear market shit, it's a lot of energy. It's a lot of stress. I'd love for it to break, bro. I mean, we are all on the same page, and I think that's the commonality here. Everybody here is on the same page. What we're trying to say is, when are we breaking out, right? Is this move legitimate? Do we have enough volume? That's what we're going to cover today. So, intros aside, right? Intros aside, bullshit aside. What I want you guys to get from today is, everybody here is bullish. We are all on the same team, right? Everyone here wants upside. I feel like I need to turn these lights off. I'm going to do that. Hold on. I've got a white shirt and bright ass lights down here, and it's making me go blind every time I look into the camera. Anyways, the whole point of today is, everyone here is bullish. Everyone here is on the same team. What we're trying to figure out is this move legitimate? And if this move isn't legitimate, what's next? The low sweep surprised everyone. No one expected that. I mean, yeah, actually, I will say this. I have one patron who expected it, and he held the whole time. Like, I gave the trading call out, so I'm just going to skip ahead again. I don't really want to say what his name is. I'm sure he wouldn't mind, but just for privacy's sake, I'm going to, if he's watching right now and wants to tell everybody, he's more than welcome. But we gave the call to long, right? I was like, hey guys, it's long. And I was like, move stops, whatever. We all got stopped out. We took like a 0.3% of a loss. So not much of a loss. And he goes, I'm going to hold it. I'm still trusting this deviation. I'm like, you're crazy. And we were all the way down to like 59K. I'm like, I don't know, man. Deviation, that's a long way. And he's like, no, I'm holding. I believe it. And then we bounced, and now he's up a bunch of money. So really good for him having that that discipline to hold through his conviction. I personally would never do that, because I've been in this scenario before where I did this and I ended up losing a ton of money. Bro, the weekly chart is such a strong buy model. Yeah, we'll get to that. I got to start from the top, guys. We're almost 20 minutes in. I just wanted to cover a couple things. So, start from the beginning. Stocks. Every single equity chart is extremely bullish. None of these have bearish divergences, right? You look at the Dow, all upward, no bearish divergences. NASDAQ starting to break out and really follow NVIDIA's breakout here. Giant ascending triangle, not ascending wedge, ascending triangle to the upside, breaking that horizontal resistance. And now you have the S&P climbing new highs, breaking. Now, as long as we close this weekly, we don't currently have bearish divergences. So as long as we stay here and close strong, that is macro bullish. We've been talking about this for the last 2 years, covering how eventually this liquidity will find its way into crypto. And it's going to catch everybody off guard. And we're probably seeing some of it happen now, right, with Bitcoin at 66K. So all in short, equities look great. Everything looks extremely bullish. Keep moving on. The dollar. So I covered this on Twitter and on live stream last week. So I know the dollar bounced and everything's bouncing with it, or I guess rising with it. But here's my macro analysis that I've kind of been looking at, kind of been sticking to. Bitcoin and the S&P 500 have been going up even with the dollar moving sideways, right? Even with these small uptrends or these intra uptrends, we're still overall pointing upwards, right? Now, why is that? That's because on a macro scale, the dollar's just moving sideways. So as long as we continue to move sideways and don't break 107, both of these charts will continue or likely continue upwards. So in a macro scale, DXY looks fine. From a trading point of view, I think the dollar is starting to get overextended, right? You can see it on the daily. Dollar starting to overextend. We're clearly at kind of like a, I guess I'll make this, clearly at some kind of smaller resistance in here. We've seen a little bit of conjecture in here, right? And I'll even stretch this line out just to make it a little easier. Clearly seeing some resistance here in like the 103.3 area. So would be cool to see this start turning around, maybe head back to support. Again, this step downward move would give stocks and crypto a lot of energy to continue upwards. The NQ is the favorite thing to trade. It's pretty solid, especially when AI and NVIDIA have been really driving it. You know, it's nice to see these charts after holding for these last 2+ years. It's been an interesting journey so far. Yeah, I think that's one thing for anyone that's been a long-term viewer of mine or you followed me on Twitter. You know, for you newer guys, a lot of you are seeing the posts right now and you're like, dude, this guy sucks. So, okay, I won't lie. The last couple trades have not worked out, and sometimes you just go through a losing streak, and that's part of trading. But I got macro bullish down here, right? We started buying. We were having live streams, if you remember. Yes, sir. The live streams, I was like, dude, buy everything you can, right? Like, I'm buying Bitcoin, I'm buying Ethereum, I'm buying Link. At the time, I did not start buying. I didn't start buying Tau until November of 2023, which I believe, or sorry, maybe late 2022. I can't remember. But it is really cool seeing where we are now, right? But yeah, we came out and said, guys, this is a great time to buy. Everyone's panicking. FTX just happened. And realistically, we didn't go that low. Weekly had these bullish divergences in here. Dailies had a double bottom. It was just perfect. It was a perfect bottom, right? And now I know for anyone that's a new viewer, and I am sorry, I'm trying my best here to show how reliable and how good my analysis is. We've been in a shitty, choppy range for 7 months. A lot of TA hasn't played out the way we'd hope. There's been a lot of chop. There's been a lot of deviation. There's been a lot of, I guess the easiest way to say it is like unfairness to traders. There's a lot of people getting chopped up and losing a lot of money. So I remember those streams well and how people would come to the live calling us crazy. Yeah, you know what's funny is they did the same thing when I got bearish. So I was getting bearish here. I've had and for those of you who don't know, I have a Discord. It's free. You know, some of the Patreon stuff and all the trading class and stuff, that's not free. But the general use of the Discord, like the Discord community where we all talk every day, I'm in it pretty often during the day. You can always ping me and ask me whatever, you know. We all got bearish up here. And I think the only reason we got a second chance to sell up here is because FTX manipulated the market, but that's another story for another day. Also, I think alt liquidity helped drive us up, but it is what it is. It's a long-term accumulation, man. You're absolutely right. Yash Patel. There's also 21 billion in long liquidations at 59K. There was 19 billion short liquidations on H block. Interesting. Yeah, I know this move's being held up and led by perps, which is a little concerning. Just a little. And guys, again, the goal of today is not to say that I'm bearish, that I think we're going down. The goal of today is to say, hey, Ultimately, we think it's going up. We've said that for the last 7 months. I have not changed my overall bias. But what I truly do, what I truly do believe, and this isn't cope because I didn't get a long in. Look, if the market continues higher, excellent. I'm still happy. But I don't think that this move is it for a number of reasons. All of the total charts haven't had a structure change, and that's likely a lot in part due to Ethereum, but we have not had a structure change. Yes, you could argue total 1 as a pretty decent double bottom here. Volume's okay, but total 2 and total 3 do not have them. Now, I know you're going to say, what do you mean they don't have them? Open up a line chart. This is not a double bottom, and neither is this. Neither of these are double bottoms. Why? Because we don't have 2 equal lows, right? So, we can make that argument that this is a double bottom, because total 1, I won't lie, this is pretty solid. My only problem with it is you have a deviation wick, and on Bitcoin, you had a pretty large deviation. Pretty large. I'm about to have a mountain of gravy on these potatoes and turkey and stuffing. That's awesome. I've been following you since 2021. You played the top to the bottom better than 95% of others. Job well done. I like your no-nonsense approach to Bitcoin. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. So, moreover, my other problem is, and this isn't necessarily a problem, this looks really good. Like, tether dominance looks really good to go down. My problem is, in my 6 to 7 years of trading, I've never seen a deviated wick play out for Bitcoin when it does this. And look, that's not to say that it's always going to be like that. There's always a chance to change. But when I've got 6 years of data, I'm not going to go back on that. So, right, let's talk Bitcoin, right? Let's talk about what happened. So, we came down. We had a beautiful close, man. I was like, guys, let's long. This is beautiful. Right, this is our chance. It looks like we've got a nice, clean double bottom. Decent area for stops, right? Stops right under those wicks. You're looking at like a 1% loss overall. Where was it? Yeah, 1.45% risk going with like 30%. You're looking at what is that, like a 0.45% total risk? Pretty solid. You're like, all right, we're good. We're in. And then we did this. We literally swept through it and then came back up. And unfortunately for me, the last 7 months, and really for all of us, for the last 7 months, we've seen this, where we get a potential pattern, right? We get there, we sink through it, we regain, and then we start pumping, and everyone's like, oh, pump, 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 and then we dump back to where we started. So my worry is, because we've been seeing this so much, and look, if it changes, and that's great, and I'm not against that. But my worry is, are we just seeing the same thing again? Because we're struggling breaking out. I will say this, we are above the 200 DMA. That is extremely bullish. I wish there was more volume here, but it's not terrible. Right? It's starting to look better. There's a clear rise in volume over the last several days. But I do think we need to get over 64, 65. I mean, there's a lot of confluence in here for resistance. This whole area, a ton of resistance. Then you got to get up to 70 and 72. Once you break 72, it's game on, dude. It is bull market. It is bull run season, dude. 100%. What if this is just a predominantly Bitcoin only rally? 'Tis the season cycle. I mean, that's what happens every single bull run. It's Bitcoin until it's alt season. Alts don't run. I mean, some alts run, like Tao's doing good. Fetch is doing pretty good. Sol's doing pretty good overall. Some of these other coins will run, but it's going to be predominantly Bitcoin. And again, that's because most of liquidity in the space is going to Bitcoin due to Bitcoin dominance. But before we talk about dominance, let's do a little bit of a deep dive. Let's get rid of these brush strokes. Let's take a look at this. On the 4 hour, I don't really see any issues here. Yes, volume slightly increasing. It's also on the daily, so yes, this makes sense. But until we break 64, could come in range here. I mean, if we range and get something clean, take longs in there if you haven't. I know for a lot of you, you're sitting here like me with your hands up in the air, like I'm not in this trade. So the best thing for you to do is wait for some consolidation, guys. We are very overextended, right? And you go to even the 1 hour, and you're talking about 79.80. So I think come back down, retest as support, clean bull flag. You get a chance to long, maybe 64, 65. Again, it really depends. It depends how this daily ends up playing out. And I still have this gut feeling that we're going to come back down in range. And a lot of that has to do with Bollinger Bands. We still don't have a lot of volatility yet. What's up, Joe? How you doing? Love to see all of you guys here. There's 800 of you. It's awesome. It's awesome. But yeah, I just still, I have a hard time trusting this double bottom. Right? How are the dogs? They're, one of them's right there. I spent 2 hours today training him. See if I can get him up. He's pretty beat. Loki, come here. He's pretty tired. Come here. Yeah, he's the younger one is 100 pounds, and the older one is 160 pounds. So there's actually this big thing behind me, this thing right here, where he's walking by. This is actually I put a big queen mattress down here with a sheet over it, like a heavy duty sheet, so that the dogs could come down and lay down here. Because the older dog, he's 6. He's starting to, he's a big dog, so he's starting to getting a little bit of pain when he gets up, and the floor is all tile, so I wanted to have a nice, comfortable place to lay. So dogs are doing great, man. The younger one has been a pain in the ass to train, but we're getting there. We're slowly but surely we're getting there. A little bit back to Bitcoin. So ultimately, guys, I'm just going to come clean and say it. I don't think that this move is going to push us higher. If it does, I don't have a problem with that. But I don't think that this is the move. I still think we need more volatility to really stay above and beyond. Now, that's not to say, we can't kind of consolidate in here, maybe retest the 200 and rise from there. Nothing wrong with that. But I still think these Bollinger Bands need to tighten. I still think we need volatility to break 70, 72, even this kind of like 65 to 66K area. Not that I would be mad if this completely broke out, but I'm kind of on the page of we still need to create volatility. Regardless if we continue to go up, eventually we're going to have some kind of consolidation. So if you're not in a long, don't long now, right? Wait for some consolidation, wait for some pullback. Yes, exactly. Eunice, exactly, soon. I mean, unless you're buying some spot, but I would argue kind of a bad time to be buying spot after a 10% move higher. I'd have to agree. Bitcoin is going to explode to the upside. We've been saying it for 7 months. I'm excited. Can't wait for the bull run, man. We're kind of timing the same thing with 2019 going into 2020. Or excuse me, 2020 going into 2021. So kind of back to the 1 hour real quick. Again, guys, I wouldn't look to long here. You're going to need to bring RSI back down to the mean. Likely going to see a little bit of correction here, right? Get some bullish divergences, then you can look for your long position. But right now, not a great time to be longing. Not at all. Don't chase the dragon because you're going to get burned. All right, let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin dominance. I'm just going to use the daily. So we actually ended up avoiding a little bit of a catastrophe. I was watching the kind of entryways into a potential head and shoulders reversal here. For those of you saying, wow, that'd be great for altcoins, not necessarily. We need to see more liquidity in Bitcoin. Is the MSTR chart leading Bitcoin? That's the other thing. It could be, but who really knows? New all-time high in November. I'd love to see it. If we can get an all-time high in November, I'll be very happy. Very, very happy. But the good thing is, for those of you that are very bullish, and again, I am bullish, I just want to see more of a range. and volatility build. This is what you want to see with Bitcoin trying to break resistance. We want to see Bitcoin dominance go up, break its resistance as Bitcoin breaks the 66K resistance area, right? I think it goes all the way to 66.4. So again, macro wise, I'm extremely bullish. On the kind of day-to-day, week-to-week, I'm still on the same page that volatility needs to be created. Likely Bitcoin dominance, a little bit more consolidation in here. I want to see Bollinger Bands. The Bollinger Bands look fine, actually, to continue higher. Actually, let me do this. So I haven't quite broken out yet. Plus, we're still in this horizontal resistance. But not to say we can't. Sailor is such a Chad, LOL. I hope he helps us kind of push through in this bull run. That'd be great. Be fantastic. I do want to follow up with ETH. So I think like 5 or 6 days ago, I went on Twitter and drew this up. This is something that the patrons and I have been following for the last 2 weeks now, 2 or 3 weeks now. So although Bitcoin deviated, Ethereum never did, and actually looks like a pretty clean double bottom. Volume starting to build higher. But what do we have overall? We have what looks like an inverted head and shoulders. Your neckline is up here. If Ethereum can break 2760, you have a structure change, and this thing's going to fly. You don't think the election will provide any volatility? I think it has been providing volatility. If we get all-time high in November, I for sure quit my day job. We'll make sure you've got the money to do so. So just wanted to talk a little bit about Ethereum before we end today. Not a lot of movement on anything else. I know some things have been bouncing and up a little bit, but for the most part, like you look at Python, it's been moving sideways since July. So not a lot of change there. But back to Ethereum. My only problem with this is if you look at Ethereum to Bitcoin, yes, we have these potential divergences right here. But overall, the weekly looks like it hasn't built any structure yet. Right? I mean, look, maybe we just get some giant weekly green candle back to like the 0.05 range, and that'd be beautiful, right? To continue higher. But Bitcoin dominance is still looking moderately bullish. I'd actually say 9 out of 10 bullish. Very, very bullish. So Ethereum to Bitcoin's likely going to continue moving lower. The gains are still going to be in Bitcoin. So you're better off trading Bitcoin, in my opinion. And again, that's due to the different levels of dominance. All right, guys, we're 35 minutes in. I had a late start today. I was working with one of the dogs and just lost track of time. I am back. So I have one more trip next week. So I will be gone Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But after that, I'm going to be here and streaming. You know, once we get into the heat of the bull run, I'll probably be streaming every day. But I should be here from, what is that, November all the way until March or May. Like March, April, May. I don't really plan to take any trips. I plan to really kind of nail everything down if we're really in or approaching the bull run. I want to be full hands on deck kind of deal. Drinking and gravy mountain potatoes. Dude, what? But anyways, last couple weeks of kind of off schedule, but after that we should be fully on schedule. If Bitcoin breaks all-time highs and we start seeing altcoin movement, lots of volatility, I will be streaming every day. So look forward to that. Just for any of you guys that were new, a couple of quick announcements at the beginning of the stream. I'll just cover them real quick now. The trading school I'm opening up again in November. It covers anything from beginner to intermediate trading, risk management, risk metrics, how to identify trades, what you need to see in a trade, confluence, how dominance works. It covers a ton of stuff, right? I can't summarize it all in 2 sentences. But the last announcement, the trading bot has been live for the last month. It's doing very well. I believe we're up 2% since we started. I have to double check on my end, but I know this month it's up about 1.5%, but I think we started right before October opened. So if you're interested in using that bot, go check it out on Bitkit. I have a referral code. You guys will get 15% or 20%. I think it's 20% off. 20% off fees. For those of you that can't use Bicket, don't worry. We're going to add it to Blowfin. Blowfin should be ready by the end of the month, and then Coincatch should be ready by the end of the year. With all that said, guys, hope you have a great rest of your day.